following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WZWA Network, and welcome to my review show here of Impact Wrestling's Victory Road pay-per-view from the Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, on September 23rd, 2022. It's September 28th now. I have to apologize to you all out there for this review being so late, but I had a very busy weekend, and I work at a pub. So I was home late on Saturday, and I had some things to do, which mainly concerned with drinking beer because it was a long weekend. So I wanted to have a bit of fun over the weekend. And unfortunately, I put the network on the back burner during this time. So apologies that it's been 5 days, and, you know, I'm sure I'll pay the price and there won't be many views for this, but that's okay. I felt bad, so bad about it that I watched this pay-per-view yesterday. I still didn't know any of the results, so I thought, fuck it, I'll review it and check it out, and hopefully you'll enjoy this one. So, okay, here we go. Actually, before we start, I wanted to actually show you my shirt here, right now. This is the official WZWA Network Where the Shit's Fucking At t-shirt. As you can see, there's me, there's Hogsley, there's Monet, and then there's Juicy Boy. It's a bit of a rip-off of the Filthy Animals from WCW. But you can find our shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. And that link is in the description on every single video of ours on YouTube. So check it out. We've got a few shirts up there. One that's an NWA logo rip-off, etc. So I hope you like it. But anyway, let's get on with the show. We start off with the countdown to Victory Road. And the first matchup is a foregone conclusion right here, if I've ever seen one. It's the Bullet Club, Chris Bay, Ace Austin, and Juice Robinson taking on Jason Hotch, Shogun, and Jack Price. So you look at this match, you know the result ahead of time. But I'm assuming that they just wanted to get a bunch of people on the show. I didn't really get into this one very much. I kind of feel like with the Bullet Club, and I get it, this is their shtick, but the back rakes are getting a little bit old. Like I don't really find it funny after the 15th time. This guy Shogun, I've got a problem with you there, mate. Look, I'm a 90s wrestling fan, and all 90s wrestling fans played WCW NWO Revenge. There is only one Shogun. Thank you. But yeah, this match here, I just felt like I've seen this kind of shit so much. It feels like there's too many wrestlers these days that do the same thing as one another. They all look and feel the same. That was one thing that I noticed straight up. Jason Hotch needs to stop with the rolling. It's what Austin Theory does, the roll through the ropes and then jumping up to do a move. He did it twice. Mate, I would say don't even do it at all. I hate that. I think it's stupid, and I wish people would stop doing stuff that was unnecessary before hitting maneuver. It's unnecessary. I thought the finish was cool. It was a cool move, but there was a little confusion with the ref because he thought that somebody else was the legal man. But yeah, foregone conclusion just to get people on the show. Backstage, Gia Miller. Lordy, she looked hot, bro. She looked hot as shit. She interviews Heath, Rich Swann, and the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. It feels like the Honor No More angle is starting to perhaps hit its apex. They're either going to take this world championship from Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory and, continue on with the tag team titles. So I'm looking forward to seeing where things go. This Honor No More angle has been like the angle for Impact Wrestling here in 2022. I think they've done a good job with this angle. Next matchup, Killer Kelly, who I'm seeing perform for the first time, taking on Tasha Steelz. There was a little bit of a package before the match where we found out how we arrived here. So that's good. It made me care. It wasn't just a throwaway match. And in that video package, I have to say, Killer Kelly looks good in tight jeans, homie. Good God. There's just too many hotties in this world, man. I can't handle it. One thing, I am sick of everybody doing the running kick on the ring apron. You know, when someone's standing next to the ring apron, someone's on the ring apron, and they run and they do that big kick. So many people are doing it now. I wish you wrestlers out there would just stop sharing so many moves. There's so many things. I could list like 10 things that everyone is doing, and it's just a little much. So I thought this match was a little slow, and I felt like Tasha Steelz had a bit too much heat. I actually couldn't figure out who was the heel here. And the match was a little disjointed, but I did like this more than the 6-man tag. Killer Kelly getting DQ'd, and then there was this awkward spot where she choked out the ref. So I guess they wanted to keep Tasha protected a little bit and also make Killer Kelly look like a killer. Let's move forward into the actual pay-per-view, bitch. It is the X Division Championship on the line. It is Speedball Mike Bailey defending again here, I believe for the 8th time, taking on Delirious. Now, I'd heard Delirious's name for so many years as the guy who booked for Ring of Honor. Never seen him wrestle, didn't know what he looked like, and he wears a mask. So nothing wrong with that. That's okay. That's what he does. And he doesn't wrestle with boots on. And I don't think Mike Bailey does either. And I just think to myself, how do you guys wrestle without boots? It blows my mind that there's some of these guys, you know, I know how many times Jimmy Snuka broke his toes and all that. You know, I heard about that shit. You know, when Mike Bailey does those quick fire kicks, boom, 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 boom. Like, they're okay, but it's a little bit, I don't know, unrealistic, and I just don't like it, really. I know other people get into it, so maybe I should just shut my big mouth. I thought the match built well. There were some nice spots here and there. There was a backdrop on the ring apron, and then on the floor, and it looked stiff as shit, bro. There was a great near fall with the shadows over hell by Delirious. I thought that was quite a important part of the match up there for that near fall. But of course, the Flamingo driver is hit by Speedball Mike Bailey, and that was a sick move and good for the win. Let's move forward, motherfucker. Honor No More backstage. I had no idea that Mike Bennett and Matt Taven won the tag titles. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the Good Brothers have left. I probably need to go on wrestlinginc.com or some of the websites and find out what's going on there. I just seem to just not really find a lot of news about Impact Wrestling. And anyone out there, if you got any like websites that you think are the best websites to check out for news, please let me know. I always go on Wrestling Inc., but sometimes I feel like I need to check out some other websites, and some of the other ones have been very disappointing when I've checked them out. Anyway, let's move forward. I thought that backstage thing that they did went on a little bit too long. Anyway, coming up next, Honor No More, which is PCO and Vincent, not that Vincent, the Ring of Honor Vincent, taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City. This was the palate cleanser that I needed. I needed somebody like PCO, a character, because sometimes, again, it just feels like a lot of people are same. You know, the character is where you get over, and PCO is over with me. And I really think Vincent and PCO could totally become a long-term team. I think Vincent really needs to maybe dig into a sort of Charles Manson-esque type character. I don't know if he's done that before, but he should kind of be cultish, and PCO could be like a bit of a follower. I don't know. I just think that might be a cool duo. Again, the running kick on the apron. I don't know. It must have been Saban. I don't know. One of them. The running kick on the apron. That's 3 people on this show so far have done the running kick on the apron. Can you guys please coordinate with one another? Are you going to do the running kick on the apron? Okay, I won't do it. I'll do something else. You guys have got to fucking stop sharing moves like this. It's getting old. Anyone ever thought PCO looks like Vampiro's granddad? I don't know. That was just something that popped in my head when I saw him. And PCO, I don't know what the fuck happened. He went charging up the ropes and he flipped through the ropes and he just took this fucking flip back bump from the suicide dive flat on his back on the floor. And I'm just like, surely his body is messed up. I don't know how many more years this guy has got going for him in his career, but Christ almighty, bro. Motor City, they end up getting the solid win. For some reason, I thought Alex Shelley might turn on Chris Sabin. I don't know why, because, you know, he got Bound for Glory coming up. Thought maybe that they might be doing something like that soon, but they're staying in the tag division here, so we'll have to see what happens. And I'm sorry if I'm a little distracted. There's like a tiny moth flying around right here, and it's really distracting. Anyway, moving forward. Giselle Shaw takes on Mickie James. So Mickie James is kind of doing that Ric Flair thing. Fucking get the fuck out of here, bro. Sorry. This fucking moth, man. I'm gonna have to fucking edit this out. Fucking hell. Okay, I killed the moth. I'm sorry. Anyway, Mickie James is doing the Ric Flair thing. The next match she loses, she retires. Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't know about this because I think she's got a lot left in the can, a lot left in the tank, a lot more stories that can be told, whether it's in Impact or whether it's in the NWA. So I'm surprised that they're going with this angle, but maybe Mickie feels like she's done in the ring. But I thought, no way Mickie loses this. No way Giselle Shaw is going to be the one to retire Mickie James. It's going to be someone else a little while down the line. They wouldn't do it at Victory Road. Like, that's just not going to happen. Also, a nice little plug for the Micro Brawlers Season 4. I don't know who buys these things, but good for you if that's something that you're into. I think Giselle Shaw showed more aggression than usual here. Maybe she's been getting notes from people that you need to show a bit more aggression out there because you're a heel. So I thought that was good stuff. There was a great baseball slide spot with Mickie trapping Giselle and then just wailing on her. And then I believe she hit a baseball slide of her own. I felt Giselle Shaw was really trying to step it up, especially with that dive over the ropes, which ended up kind of being like a kick to the head. I thought Giselle's rising to the occasion here because it's Mickie fucking James and it's on pay-per-view. You know, one thing that I don't like about Mickie James, and I feel bad that I say this, I hate the Mick DT. I hate the name, the Mick DT. I hate that she always hooks it the first time and she'll put her hand up and she'll scream and then it'll be reversed. I don't know. It just annoys me. She's not annoying. I just find that spot to be annoying because it's like, that's getting reversed. It's getting reversed. Giselle, you need to practice your flat front bumps, especially from a flapjack. I've seen this issue quite a lot recently with some female talent in the pro wrestling business, kind of shying away when you're taking that front flat bump on your stomach where you have to have your legs flat. They're kind of bending their knees. I think I said this about Liv Morgan. She didn't take a flapjack properly recently as well. You can hurt your knee. So I'm just putting that out there. There was an awkward lead to the finish because Giselle Shaw's doing this springboard shit within the ring, like in the inside of the ring, like, you know, goes off the ropes. Mickey's in the middle, springboards to come back. And then whatever happened, it ended up looking kind of shit. Just saying. But anyway, soon after that, Mickie gets the win and she hit the Mick DT and it looked all right. But she gets the win, good victory, and I did like the drama of the match. Moving forward to a very long fucking match here, the triple threat revolver match. So if you don't know what that is, a triple threat revolver match is that it's always a triple threat match, but it's a gauntlet. So as soon as someone's eliminated, another person comes in and it's still a triple threat match. So that's an interesting concept. Impact have always been very well known for having different concept matches. I thought Trey Miguel was going to win this. And I wrote, I'm not looking forward to this because I knew that this was going to be spot fest, but we'll see what I wrote because I can't really remember how I felt. It does get old seeing the same kind of shit all the time. There was a nice moonsault from Laredo Kid to the outside, but I said this in my interview with Ricky Morton. What are the odds that in every freaking match that there's multiple people in? What are the odds that there's going to be an occasion where two people are standing together on the outside and someone has enough time to jump off the top rope onto both of them? It happens almost all the time, and it's like one per show. It happens several times a show. I don't know if it happened on this show, but you know, I'm looking at AEW really when I say that because it happens too much, man. Like you guys have got to be more creative than that to get, you know, pops from the crowd. You know, it can't always be relied upon to have people standing there waiting and then you jump off the top rope or you do a dive and it's old. Like you know, there's only so many times something can be thrilling when you see it 1,000 times. You know. Anyway, Laredo with a great 450 on Mia, who was on top of Trey like that, like face to face. And everyone thought the same thing. Mia Yim is a female, an attractive female. And she's on top of Trey Miguel like that. And I wrote, I wonder if Trey cracked a fat one. I know that they're busy in the middle of a match, but still. Wouldn't blame you if you did, bro. I'm tired of the spot, okay? Again, you know when someone has their feet on the second ropes and they're facing towards the ring post and someone tucks their head in, and so the back of the head is where the top turnbuckle pad is. So they're stuck in there like that. And then they give him a little super kick to their face. I am tired of that spot. I think it's shit. Please stop doing it. Me did some sick shit to eliminate Laredo Kid, but I do hate the move eat defeat. I get it. Eat defeat and eat defeat. Very, very clever. Fuck you. That annoys me. I hate it. Alex Zayne was in next. So yeah, fucking Laredo Kid got eliminated by Mia Yim. Alex Zayne was in next. And when he came in, I was like, this is so overly choreographed. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. Back in the day, back in my day, things seemed so seamless when you watched it. If you watched Guerrero versus Malenko on Nitro, it did not seem choreographed on this level. You couldn't feel them cooperating with each other. I've had this argument with people before. Yes, you could. No, not at the time. Now you've seen the choreography so much. Maybe when you go back and you look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, no, they did it. No, back then you couldn't notice it. Thank you. And I'm right, like 100% correct. Yim pins Zayne with a sick move. I don't even know what it's called. And I wrote, she may as well win at this stage. They're building her up. She's eliminated two of the dudes and making the ladies proud. In comes Kenny King, who's next. Kenny comes in and the business is here now. Kenny hit this fucking spine buster on Mia Yim. That was absolutely sick. Spine on the pan. It's like, you're going to wrestle this, man. You're going to take a spine buster that a man takes right here, right now. And then I wrote this down. No one said it. I would have popped if commentary said this. Mia gets eliminated. Terrible. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. Fuck. Yuya Uemura is next. I saw him at Ric Flair's last match. This must be like a rising star in Japanese pro wrestling. And he's got, you know, a lot of upside to him. He seems like a very determined young individual. Did his best in there, but Trey Miguel folded him up like an accordion. Sassafras, like an accordion, to eliminate him. And then out came Frankie Kazarian for a nice little surprise. Didn't see that one coming. I still think this guy has a lot to give. And after the way he was used in that angle with Guevara, the douche lord, and Ty Conti, I can't even remember who they worked with. They had a 6-man with someone. It's like Miro, I think was, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, they made Kazarian look like an absolute tit in that whole angle. Walking out on the match, but then going back into the match, and then he cops the pinfall. They made him look like absolute crap. Sorry, he's got a lot to give. And like, look, I'm getting on a rant now. The Elite Hunter gimmick that he had, where he kept going after the Elite, and then he never succeeded. Like he attacked them, but he never like beat any of them in a match. He never actually succeeded in his hunt for them. So in the end, he looked like a little bitch. I'm sorry, but Frankie Kazarian at this stage of his career still has a lot to give. Somebody give him something to sink his teeth into, a story. It's not just about wrestling matches, for crying out loud. You can have storylines that people can look back on and be like, man, remember that sweet angle that we had between Frankie and this person, and we created memories and moments with that. I get fired up about this because people are always worried about seeing great matches. What about angles? What about angles that mean something that people look back on and remember? Wow, remember when the Horseman broke Dusty Rhodes' leg or whatever, all those types of things. It's not hard. It's not hard, and it shouldn't just be about the flip flop and fly and the great wrestling match where they both shake hands at the end and everyone's like, oh wow, what a contest. I wonder how many stars Meltzer's going to give that. Who gives a shit? Anyway, let's get back to this. There is too much leg clapping from Trey Miguel. I'm sorry, bro, but like, you watch Scott Hall when he throws a punch, you're not even looking at that hand clapping the leg, okay? But when you're hitting your hand on your leg, like, so obvious. So many people are bad with it. Rich Swann is actually the worst, I think. But there's too much obvious leg clapping. You can do it where you can hide it. Black Taurus was a perfect example when he did come out and he did smack some people around. I think maybe he hit his chest when he did the clapping noise. And it wasn't noticeable that it was clapping his body. Okay. So anyway, Frankie taps out Trey Miguel, which was a bit of a surprise. So Black Taurus was the last competitor from Decay, like a house of fire. This guy is very, very good and talented, and can do a lot for a guy his size. He's built like a brick shithouse, homie. A lot of nice suspense for the final three here, which was Kenny King, Kazarian, and Black Taurus. Unfortunately, though, Kazarian did mess up a move with Black Taurus on the ring apron. And then, boom, he beat Kenny King with a cutter to get the shot at the X Division title at Bound for Glory. So that's interesting. I would actually be interested in seeing Speedball Mike Bailey have to start defending the belt against former X Division champions from the past. I only say that because I really want to see the Amazing Red show up at some point. I don't know if he's still wrestling, but, that guy was incredible back in the day. Let's move forward. Backstage, Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary, and Havoc were with Gail Kim. I bet you they shot this at the Impact taping. They wouldn't have flown these people in and paid them for this segment. I'm just putting that out there. They want a shot at the tag titles, and it's going to be Valkyrie and Jessica Havoc as the team that take on the tag champs, the Vexed. And what are the odds that the tag champs would be right there to interrupt them as they're having that conversation with Gail? And then Havoc gets in their face and shoves them over, and then they scamper off. And then Gail Kim's like, maybe you are ready for another tag title shot. What a ridiculous scenario. Only in pro wrestling do these moments happen. Again, I know I've hammered it into the ground, but please, pro wrestling companies, I dare one of you to go a whole year without an angle being because someone was backstage being interviewed or talking to someone, and then someone walks in and interrupts them. It is done to death. I'm over it. Next segment, one of my favorite segments of the show. Out came Bobby Fish. I'd already been spoiled about this. It was the only thing that I'd been spoiled by prior to watching the show 5 days afterward. But I thought it was interesting because I'd never seen Bobby Fish get on the microphone and talk, and it seemed like he's just a legit dude. that has a few things to say. I found it interesting. I didn't mind it at all. I like that he was alluding to that he'd been a little bit controversial lately with some of his comments. And he's here and he's looking for a fight. Because there's some legit dudes in the Impact Wrestling locker room. So I'm very interested to see where this goes. And, this seems a little bit more of a refreshing kind of thing for Bobby Fish to be doing other than, what he was doing in AEW or, I mean, I could say NXT, but I never watched the Undisputed Era in NXT. So I don't know if he did a lot of mic work, but him by himself is an interesting thing instead of seeing him with a stable. Anyway, I started laughing because of all people, he's interrupted by it's fucking Raj Singh. With Shera, I always laugh at the name Raj Singh because it's like, what are the two most popular names in India? Raj and the surname Singh. It's brilliant, man. I love that. Anyway, they get into a bit of a fight after Raj gets into Bobby's face. Bobby hits a sick knee on Shera, which sent him to the outside, and Bobby also lost a sneaker during this whole thing. But I thought that was a cool segment. Interested to see where Bobby goes from here with Impact. I'm sure he's just kind of going to be there for a cup of coffee, like so many people have done, like Jonah, like Morrissey, etc. I don't think Zack Ryder's there anymore. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, getting toward the tail end here, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. We got a 6-man tag here, Honor No More, which is Eddie Edwards and the OGK taking on Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Rich Swann, I don't think he is the digital media champion. Whatever. And Heath, formerly Heath Slater, in this 6-man tag. I thought to myself, this doesn't really feel like a big pay-per-view at the moment. It just feels like a little stopover for Bound for Glory. And I did read earlier that these little ones that they've been doing, I think Emergence might have been one of them, or Rebellion might have been one of them. But these were replacing those one-night only pay-per-views that they were pre-recording, which I think is a smart idea because I don't think that those pay-per-views did a lot of buys. But anyway, I don't know if Eddie Edwards is the guy to beat Josh. I think Josh needs a real formidable force to take the belt, but maybe they're really going with this Honor No More angle and are going to make it go for another year, which is nice to see an angle play out over, a 2-year period. Say what you want about them, but the OGK have been solid for some time now, and WWE should consider bringing the 3 of them in, with Maria, of course, for their fledgling tag division that needs some more solid teams. I don't see why Mike Bennett can't get another run at WWE. I don't even know if Matt Taven's had a chance to be in WWE. If he has, please put a comment in the comments here on YouTube. Let me know. But I'm under the impression he's been mainly a Ring of Honor guy, and of course Maria would be welcome back. But I don't see why you wouldn't want to bring in like at least 4 or 5 solid teams that have been doing this for a while. And if you got Triple H in charge, he's not going to be judgmental like a Vince McMahon would, or goddamn pal, we don't need goddamn Mike Bennett back here. Maria, God, she's just gonna get pregnant again. Fuck you, Vince. Great host spot early on in this matchup, cutting Rich Swann's hot tag off. And I thought now at this point, I'm guessing the Barbed Wire Massacre is the main event. I thought this was going to be the main event. This is a great match. This was match of the show at this stage. There was a great double heat for Heath's desperation to try and chag. What's wrong with me? Great double heat for Heath's desperation to try tag Josh. That was a bit of a tongue twister, I must say. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. There we go. I'm wasting everyone's time here. Josh with the double suplex to OGK was sick. Powerbomb backbreaker was sick. Josh Alexander is a very strong man. I think WWE need to pick him up after he's done with Impact. That guy's got a lot of upside. So yeah, again, match of the show. At this point, huge flurry of strikes, all ending with an Eddie powerbomb to Josh. It got hectic. I did laugh at Matt Taven's tights saying "I'm Matt Taven" because it just made me think of Team America. I'm Matt Taven. I knew it. Eddie would pin Josh. I knew it. I saw it a mile away. Yep, I'm a smart mark. But you know, they got to build for this pay-per-view and they got to show that Eddie can beat the walking weapon. So good win for Honor No More. Moving forward, Mickie and Mia Yim backstage. Mickie wants Mia to face her at Bound for Glory. Mia doesn't want to be the one to retire her. That I guess gets Mickie a little bit, you know, oh, what you think you, yeah, you know what I'm going with that. It's a bit very weak angle, but you know, I'm sure it'll be a great match. Anyway, knockouts, non-title matches, like a pick your poison. Masha Slamovich, I guess is her name. I haven't seen anything of her except for a couple little things. Jordynne Grace, the knockouts champion, taking on Max the Impaler, who I saw perform at NWA 74 against Camille, and I thought she might beat Camille for the NWA title. So sorry, they were going to beat Camille for the NWA World Women's title. So I think Max needed a good showing here after that performance, and I really thought they were going to win. I really did. It was a bit disjointed at the beginning. There was a wasteland that Maxine Impaler hit on Jordynne Grace on the ring apron. That was fucking stiff, man. I'm trying not to swear so much in these reviews, but that was stiff. That she was flung onto the corner of that ring apron so hard. I was like, that would mess me up for months. Like I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. So obviously Jordynne Grace is like an athlete, and I'm, you know, I am what I am. I thought, how the hell is Jordynne Grace going to win this? She was getting dominated here by Maxie Impaler. Also, love seeing Father James Mitchell there at ringside. I liked Max continue to keep it on the outside. I found that interesting because obviously Maxie Impaler will be more dangerous on the outside of the ring, especially with James Mitchell in her ear. And I liked the way that kind of James Mitchell would kind of direct traffic a little bit with Maxie Impaler. It made it seem, I don't know, realistic, like this, you know, demonic guy kind of has a little bit of a power over her, but, you know, I said her again, I'm sorry, over Maxie Impaler. It's hard remembering all this stuff, and I have to give Reedwalt some credit there in commentary. He kept saying they and them, and that's good, you know. Gosh, I'll get there eventually. Anyway, yes. So I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, the Grace driver kind of came out of nowhere, getting the win, but I think Maxie Impaler needs to win a big one soon after these two big matchups where they lost in a big time situation. So they will need to be put in a position to win a big one at some point. Let's move forward. After the match, Jordynne Grace talks about who Slamovich's opponent's going to be this week on Impact Wrestling. It's going to be a Monsters Ball match. And she's building up the name and building up the name and building up the name. And she said it's Alley Catch. And I'm sure some GCW fans out there went, oh my God. But to the casual fans, I'm sorry, no one probably knows who she is. And I know who she is. And I think she's great. But, you know, you can't build a promo up like that without maybe showing a little bit of footage from GCW and show what this woman can do. So now we have a bit more of an idea of what's coming to Slamovich this week on Impact Wrestling. Anyway, getting so close to the end here. I really wanted to get this done in under 30 minutes, but there was too much to talk about. Really pumped to see Raven going to be inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame. That's nice because obviously the WWE is probably never going to put him in when he should. So it's nice to see that he's going to get a little bit of a moment in the sun at Bound for Glory. Gia Miller with Moose for just a standard interview backstage. But I'm not complaining seeing Gia more than once on the show because she's gorgeous, mate. Main event time, Barbed Wire Massacre. I remember what the first ones looked like. I think it was Sabu versus Abyss. I'm just gonna be honest. The barbed wire looked a little bitch weak. Not a little bit weak, a little bitch weak. Come on, man. I need a little bit more barbed wire out there. I know that you've only got a certain amount of time, but you know, you could have thought of something just to buy a bit more time and get more barbed wire on those ropes. I understand that you probably can't take all the ropes down and make it an actual barbed wire rope match. Maybe you're not allowed to do that in certain parts of the country with all your commissions and all that, whatever you call them. I can't remember the word. No, I can't remember the words. The word commissions in it. Anyway, so I just thought, yeah, it's not going to have the same effect if you whip someone into those ropes and they stop dead in their tracks because they're caught in the barbed wire. It's not going to look like they got caught in it. It's like one small little coil. Or come on, man, come on. It's so rich coming from me sitting all the way here in my comfy little computer room. But anyway, Maclin straight away through the door, and that was followed by the Cactus Driver 97 on Moose. So that was a good start. So did I mention it was in this match? Moose, Sami Calihan, Steve Maclin. Anyway, so I love the start of this matchup. And then Moose did this dive to the outside where he nearly landed on his head, nearly domed himself, bro. So that was a scary one because I think he kind of caught the barbed wire going over the top, which was, yeah. But yeah, I thought the barbed wire needed to be doubled or at least tripled on the ropes for the effect to matter. Because it just was hurting my perception of it being painful. There was an attitude adjustment into the table, which was kind of a letdown because Sami, you're too short to pick Moose up on your shoulders. They said it was a Death Valley driver. He did an attitude adjustment. And at first, Moose didn't go through the table and then it broke. And I was like, no. That should have not been the idea for that move, going through a table with barbed wire. Come on, man. You think a little bit. You got to be prepared. You got to think a little bit. I thought at this stage, Maclin needs to win this. He's been needing a big one for some time. It was solid and hard hitting. There was some good suspense. Again, I wrote again about the ropes not having the effect because they're getting whipped into the ropes and acting like they were getting caught. Like, no, that was not really happening. Maclin selling after the suplex onto the barbed wire. There was a moment where he was suplexed onto barbed wire, which felt like it was real. The way he screamed in agony was amazing. Love the GoldenEye reference from, is it Matt Rewalt? Is it Matt? Because he brought out a barbed wire Nintendo 64 controller, so that was really cool. A Uranagi onto the barbed wire ball again. Sami Calihan goes up like a bag of shit when someone picks him up. He guy's got a vertical leap from nothing, bro. My nan could jump higher than him, man. She's like 80 something. Actually, fun fact, my nan, when she was a teenager, she actually beat the world record for high jump, but the family didn't have enough money to get that kind of thing recorded or seen to by, whoever. So she actually had the highest jump in the world for women and wasn't able to have that recorded down in history. Just letting you all know that. Anyway, that was a nice little segue, wasn't it? Let's move back into the matchup. Maclin went off the top rope on Moose, who was on a table with a barbed wire chair, and kind of like what New Jack used to do for like the barbed wire chair elbow drop through a table on the outside, but unfortunately the table didn't break because Maclin needed to put more weight on the chair when he did it. But that's okay. That's just me nitpicking. It just would have been sick to see like one of the table bumps really work out well. I think Sami needs to cut back on being Cactus Jack because he did the bang bang. He's dressed exactly like Cactus Jack. I understand, man. I understand that you want to pay homage to pay homage to your hero, which is cool. But this is wrestling, not cosplay. Be the first Sami Calihan. Don't be the second Mick Foley. You don't need to be. There's only one Mick Foley. Just be yourself, bro. There's enough of you there that you can be yourself and we'll dig it. Anyway. So that's a little harsh, wasn't it? But anyway, we get to the end here. Maclin kicking out of the pile driver after the powerbomb in the corner was nuts. And Maclin ends up low-blowing Sami, hitting his double-arm DDT and picking up the win. And this is what he needed. And very soon after that, we went off the air. So there we have it, everybody. Finally, after 5 days, I got the review done for Impact Wrestling's Victory Road on September 23rd from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm California. This is the WZWA Network. Again, please check out the shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com. Please go to the Ryzen Network on IRC chat, which is www.ryzen.net. You can log in. You can go to a chat room called #ProWrestling. And then there is a great group of people to talk wrestling with. And before I go, all my thoughts and prayers, ones that actually mean something, thoughts going out to everyone in Florida right now. A lot of guests that I've had on the Insider's Edge podcast live in Florida. And I know Hurricane Ian is a couple of hours away from hitting. And I guess once this review goes out, I'm sure it's probably hit there by now. So my thoughts are with you all, and I hope that you're all going to be okay, because I've made a lot of good friends through this podcast, and they all live in freaking Florida. So my thoughts are with you all. I hope you're all going to be okay. And thank everyone out there for checking out, again, the Impact Wrestling Victory Road review here from myself, California. This is the WZWA Network, and we will see you down the road. Thank you.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, that's the way we play. Get.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.